The One Punch Man ninja arc is finally over. Saitama vs. Empty Void wraps up in the way that the webcomic did. Major spoilers incoming. Empty Void was off-screened. Yep, just exactly like the webcomic. We essentially wasted 2 years on redraws. No Blast losing his arm, no Blast wife, no ninja backstory between Blast and Empty Void. We pretty much skipped all of those redraw ideas and went straight into just the webcomic continuity, except for the end of this chapter. And it may be possible here that Empty Void is still alive, or that God is attacking because Blast left his post for too long. We'll talk about that as we go through this chapter, but let's start with the beginning. Before we jump in, I just want to let you guys know that I have just released the 4th volume of Demon Rush, my original manga, and if you like One Punch Man art, the artist, the illustrator that I hired to do Demon Rush, Pedro Perez, is godly. He is a big fan of One Punch Man as well. I highly encourage you to pick up a book and support Demon Rush in any way you possibly can. It's a dream come true, and we need to build the community, so please pick yourself up a copy, check it out, and subscribe to the Demon Rush YouTube channel if you're interested. Link is in the description. For our cover page, we have a nice, awesome image here of Saitama standing up on some electrical poles, just looking over the city. No females in this chapter, no Tatsumaki or Fubuki on the cover. Can you believe it? So we go over to where Blast arrived at the end of the last chapter, took out all of the Heavenly Ninja like they were nothing in just one of his combination dimension punches. And these guys are going to go and start to talk about Empty Void. Blast saying it's over for you, but these ninja are saying Empty Void has been regenerating, and the translations that I have says he's been getting even stronger. It's like a strengthening treatment, so he's going to be even more powerful than when Blast fought him. And he's at a hideout. I believe this is Sonic's hideout, as we'll see here in just a minute. Blast saying, I have something to show you, and he teleports everybody, Flashy Flash, Sonic himself, and all of the Heavenly Ninja in a single black hole, teleports them all over to Saitama, to Sonic's hideout. And there you see the silhouette of Empty Void smashed into the rock. He got one shot by Saitama. Now, a lot of fans are pretty happy about this because it is following the webcomic continuity, although I have to say, I was really excited about a big God Avatar fight with Cosmic Empty Void, potentially turning Flashy Flash or Sonic into a God Avatar as well. I really liked all those ideas and concepts, and unfortunately, we just went into the webcomic continuity. My man Empty Void, after all of this hype, got one shot off screen by Saitama. Blast even saying, this is a hard pill for me to swallow. Saitama, you're better than me. I got here earlier and watched the whole thing go down. So Blast literally was watching Saitama one-shot Empty Void. Interestingly, Blast knows now for sure, because he told Stitch he was going to keep an eye on Saitama. This was essentially the big test for Saitama, I think, for Blast to acknowledge his true strength and want to recruit him in the final fight against God. Now, interestingly, in this top right panel, Flashy Flash asks Saitama, hey, did you actually just kill him? And Saitama says, no, I don't think he's dead. So we see a little flashback here of, I guess, Saitama is taking Sonic's letter. He shows up at Sonic's hideout, and Empty Void just straight up charged him, probably thinking he was Sonic. And yeah, when he charged Saitama like that, he just got one shot, pummeled straight into the sheetrock. But Saitama's saying, I don't think he's dead. And as you'll see here in the final couple panels, he very well still may be alive, potentially. We're going to have to wait 2 weeks to find out. So as Saitama is explaining all of this, the Heavenly Ninja crack up laughing because they're like, there's no way you could beat Empty Void. He's the strongest ninja that ever lived. He's the founding ninja, etc. Why are you, joking about this and such? And so they all go to attack Saitama, and he just pretty much, they don't even show the punches. These guys got taken out so fast and easy by Saitama. They're all laying on the ground in complete shambles. So Saitama was the one to finish off the Heavenly Ninja, although we figure Blast, Sonic, and Flash probably could have done that as well. It's really not a huge feat for Saitama, but yeah, he was the one to take the W here. We get a comical moment between Sonic and Saitama as Sonic's like, how did you know where my secret hideout is? How do you know what my address is? And Saitama takes the ninja letter that Sonic gave him and bonks him over the head, saying, your ninja letter had the address on it, you idiot. But then we see some strange things start to happen in in the sky. The like firmament starts to open up, like some sort of dimensional gateway begins to open up. And then on the next page, we see some giant, very powerful looking monsters pop their heads out, and everybody starts to freak out. Now, is this Empty Void's doing? Is he still alive? Did he just basically summon some monsters from another dimension? Or is this God's doing? Because Blast says something along the lines of, "Darn it, I left my post for too long." Now, this could mean a lot of things, because Blast, as we saw in one of the earlier redraw renditions, believe it was chapter 164, before it was redrawn, Blast was out in space with his team of galactic heroes. And as Saitama was fighting Garo, they were clashing so strong that it was breaking this barrier that was sealing God in it. And we know that Blast is like never around, so he's always typically out in space somewhere or around the world finding these cubes. He has some sort of position or defensive stronghold or something, like he's guarding to, I guess, prevent God from escaping. And so it may be here that because he left to go help with this whole Empty Void debacle, whatever he was preventing from happening is starting to happen. Like if he is keeping these dimensions sealed and he left his post, now they're starting to break through. We're going to have to find out in the next chapter. Now everybody's freaking out, but Saitama has a smile on his face because he's like, oh, these guys are just like Rover, that dog I fought underground. And these two giant monsters are going to shoot out this massive beam, and Rover comes out of nowhere and he shoots a beam, and now the monsters are having like a Dragon Ball Z beam struggle battle, which is creating this massive explosion in the city. And Rover completely stealing the show here. And that's the final page of the chapter. So it looks like One and Murata, although they kind of wrapped up the ninja arc in the same way that it did with the webcomic, they're extending it now or adding something new again. Now, I got asked on Twitter, like, what was the purpose of all of these redraws? Like, why go in this direction? And my response is that it's most likely that the redraws that they were doing before were somehow going to create plot holes or trouble with writing in the future. And in order to prevent those kind of writing issues in the future, like if they write themselves into a hole, they decided to go back to the webcomic continuity. It could also be that there was just a lot of outrage in general. There is actually a lot of webcomic elitists in this community that think everything in the manga should go exactly like the webcomic. I'm more so on the other side. I like that there's new elements added. I think it makes it more exciting to read, like it's kind of following the same story. But I like these additions, and I really wanted to see Cosmic Empty Void fight. Now, Saitama did say, I don't think he's dead, so this final couple pages with these monsters coming out, this could be an ability of Empty Void, but it could also be an ability of God, or it could be just leading into the Neo Heroes arc, which we still got to get to. So in the webcomic, basically all these monsters and robots are going to start coming out and attacking the city, and everybody's going to be fighting them. But this does seem like a dimensional ability to kind of like open this gateway in the sky. And so I'm thinking it's probably more so Empty Void is still alive, and maybe we are going to get Cosmic Empty Void again. I'm really curious because it seems like One and Murata are leading us into some new direction yet again. And that obviously has me nervous because it seems like every time they try to do that, they end up redrawing everything. So One and Murata, please, please boys, do not redraw anymore. We will love anything you put out. Just keep pushing the story forward, please. We got to get to this God arc eventually. And if they keep redrawing things, we're just never going to progress the story. So it's not really like too upsetting for me. It was a comical kind of chapter. I just really wish we didn't waste 2 years redrawing this if you're just going to end it this way, but things happen, I guess. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for the next One Punch Man video.